you. Okay, I ask you to try to solve this question by yourself. Please raise up your hand if you need explanation. Otherwise, I am going to move on to the exercise. You need, okay. Okay, Isaac, please read this question.
A population of flies grows exponentially so that its size can be modeled by the equation n equals a e to the power of t, where n is the number of flies after t weeks. At the time t equals 0, the population size is 2,400 and it's increasing at the rate of 80 flies per week. Find the value A and K.
Okay, firstly, if I were you, I'm going to draw an underline here at the rate of 80 flies per week. What does it mean? What does it mean? Gradient. Gradient at the rate of change. At the rate of change. Rate of change, guys. Always write down rate of change. It is gradient, okay? You need to notice that this is a gradient. At the time t equals 0, and then the population size is 2,400. It means that n equals 2,400. Do you understand? And then at the time as well, the gradient, when t equals 0, the gradient is at. Okay? By using these two conditions, you can find the value of a and k. So let's do it. From the first condition, please substitute t equals 0, then n, which is 2,400, equals a times e to the power of k times 0, right? What is e to the power of 0, students? 1. Therefore, the value of a is 2,400. And secondly, the gradient. Please bring back your memory. The gradient of e to the power of kt, the gradient is k times e to the power of kt, right? And since here there is a times e to the power of kt, you need to multiply by a as well. So the gradient is a times k times e to the power of kt equals at when t equals 0. Do you understand? When t equals 0. Since we already knew that the value of a is 2,400, therefore k equals 80 over 2,400. Therefore, help me, students, 1 over 30. So if you write down this model as it's modeled by using the value, then n equals 2,400 times e to the power of 1 over 30 t. Okay. Which file type is better, PNG or PDF? PDF, okay. Let's try to solve exercise 8C, question number 1. This one is about history, how we find the value of E, the Euler number. So Eden, please read this question.
An amount of
Pound C
is invested in an account given P% annual interest. Find an expression for the value of investments after 1 year. The interest is compounded annually.
So guys, basically you invest C and then the annual interest is P%, right? So P% increase. It means that 100 plus P% will be the money that you can get after 1 year. Understand? Then you can find the multiplier by dividing by 100 because it is written in percentage. Do you understand? So the multiplier is 100 plus P divided by 100, which is 1 plus P over 100. Therefore, the money that you invested after 1 year, it's going to become C times 1 plus P over 100 after 1 year. Yeah,
100 first equal.
C plus P percent.
100 overall.
No. You cannot. Because, and the side, there is 100 Hong Kong dollar. If the interest rate is 20%, guys, 20%, it means that 20% increase. So it's going to be 120% of 100 you're going to get here, right? So what's the multiplier? Times 1.2. You need to divide it by 100 to find the multiplier. So therefore, the money that you can get after 1 year, if the interest rate is 20%, it's going to be 120. It is very clear, right? Which is 100 times 1.2. Okay, so it means that you need to divide it by 100. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. So since after 1 year, so that's the interest is compounded annually. In this case, it's just the C times 1 plus P over 100. And then question number 2. Eden, please read this one.
If for 2% interest is added twice a year.
So, I don't know whether you understand the situation. So during a year, the interest rate is P%, right? But if you divide into 2 to P%, it's going to be P over 2% and P over 2%, okay? So the question number 2 means you are going to be added P over 2% twice, okay? Twice to make it P% if you add up together. Do you understand? So if you invest £3 and then after 6 months, you are going to get the money C plus its interest with P over 2%. Do you understand? Some interest. And then I'm going to write it as C star. And after 6 months, you are going to have P over 2% more.
8%.
So, yeah, so that's why, so it's gonna be P% in total. So let's calculate it. Since this is the increase percent, so 100 plus P over 2. Do you understand? Percent. Therefore, the multiplier, you should divide it by just 100 because 20% is, let's just imagine that, guys. To 20%, if we divide into 2, it's going to be 10%, right?
Yeah.
So 10% 6 months, and then 10% 6 months. Do you understand? So 10% 6 months, and then 10% 6 months. Then 10% increase means 110% in total. So what's the multiplier? 1.1. Okay? What's the multiplier here? 1.1. Do you understand? So divided by 100 or divided by 200? Divided by
100.
110% becomes 1.1 as multiplier. What you think? Divide by 100 all the time. Understand?
So the 1.1 is the rate.
No, 10% is the rate of increase. So 10% increase means 110% total because 10% increase. And the original value is 100%. We consider it, right? So it's going to be 100 times 1.1 here, the 6 months, and then 100 times 1.1 times 1.1 one more time. Therefore, the total money is going to be 100 times 1.1 square. Okay, please remember this process and then apply it here. Again, so P over 2% increase, you need to add 100% to find the total amount and then divide it by 100 to find a multiplier. You understand? 10% increase in total 110%. To find the multiplier divided by 100. P over 2% increase, so that in total 100 plus P over 2%. Understand? Then to find the multiplier divided by 100. Therefore, 100 plus P over 2 over 100 means 1 plus P over 200. Okay, this is the multiplier. So C star is gonna be C times 1 plus P over 200. Okay, again here, since it's the same process, so the multiplier is gonna be the same. Do you understand? Yeah. Very good, thank you so much. So therefore, the total money that you can get end of this year, it's gonna be C times 1 plus P over 200 and then square. Okay, that is the answer 2. Please someone take the picture of the screen because I didn't write down here so that yes, sir.
So should the second 6 months be 120%, right?
120%. But what do you think? Which one is bigger? 20% increase or 10%, 10% each? 10%, 10% each. Wait for a sec. I'm gonna show you. Okay, thank you, Isaac. Please upload it on the Google Classroom. There it is. So guys, 20% at once, 20% at once. The total money is 120, right? Then how about this one? 100 times 1.1, how much is it? 110. How about this one? 100 times 1.1 square? 121. So even though we may think the 20% is the same, 20% at once or 10%, 10% 2 times. But if we add it compoundly, then it's gonna be bigger than the 20% at once. Do you understand? Okay, so this one is C1 plus P over 200 square. Students, please, by observing these two, I just wonder whether you can make the numbers straight. C times 1 plus P over 400 and to the power of 4. Very good, guys. Very good. It's like this one. So we can divide 1 year into 4 quarters, right? With quarters, and then P over 4, P over 4, P over 4. We can give them interest 4 times. You understand? And then the total amount of money is gonna be in this way. Okay. Then guys, let's see the question number B. If P over N% added N times a year, do you understand? So they are going to divide 1 year into how many times? N times. And then they are going to give the interest as P over N% each, right? Then by observing this expression, it's going to be C times 1 plus P over, so 100, and 200 means, guys, 2 times 100, right? 400 is 4 times 100. Since it's N, P over N, it's gonna be N times 100. Do you understand? To the power of N. Therefore, it's C times 1 plus P over 100 N to the power of N is the answer B. Okay. Then question number C, investigate the behavior of sequence 1 plus 1 plus 1 over n to the power of n as n increases. Please help me. So, Matthew, please calculate when n equals 2. Ethan, please calculate when n equals 10. Jesslyn, please calculate when n equals 100. And Andrea, please calculate when n equals 1,000. Please calculate this one by substituting these value each and give me the value. So this one is 1 plus 1 over 2 square, which is, Matthew? Square, so what's the value? 2.25, thank you. Ethan, when n equals 10? 2.59. Jesslyn, when n equals 100? 2.7. Andrea? 2.7. 2. Then, Serena, let's do it one more time. When n equals 10,000. Please calculate this value by using your calculator. Serena. Victoria, please help her. So please calculate 1 plus 1 over 10,000 to the power of 10,000. 2.72, 728, right? So students, so as n increases to infinity, the value of 1 plus 1 over n to the power of n goes to 2.727, okay? So that's this number, we call it as an Euler number. So we can write it this one as limit n goes to infinity. The value of 1 over n to the power of n equals e. This is the definition of Euler number. So the history of invention of Euler number is, I told you there are 3 different ways, right? One of the field is actually the calculate the interest. What if we divide the interest into many times, as many as possible? So the related question is going to be here in D. So Jason Tao, please read this question.
Case of not very realistic.
Why they say that it's not realistic? Yeah, because guys, normally the interest rate, what is the interest rate in Hong Kong annually? I don't know, but I know in Korea, the normal annual interest is between 2%. It's very low. So basically 100%, it doesn't make sense, right?
Double your money every time. Tell me if I grow 1 year. No, bro, 1 year, double 10 years, like.
Yeah, so 100% is not realistic at all because after a year, your money is going to be double. So Jason Tao, please keep reading it. X years, after X years, when the guys, please draw an underline here. You need to understand what it means. Compounded continuously. So for example, question A, during 1 year, compounded only 1 time, right? From question B, during 1 year, how much time it is compounded? Question A2. Question A2. 2 times. Thank you so much. Okay, one time. Question 2, 2 times, 2 times, 2 times. So question A3 means how many times? 4 times, compounded 4 times. And question B means n times. Do you understand? But they say compounded continuously. It means that in 1 year, if some number is compounded continuously, it means that we divided this 1 year into infinitely many. Do you understand? Infinitely many. So this expression, we can interpret it mathematically as n goes to infinity, okay, from B. Do you understand? Okay, so therefore, let's start from B. So C 1 plus P over 100. N to the power of n was the answer from B, right? Do you understand? I'm going to erase this part. It's 1 year, guys. It's 1 year. So it means after X years, C 1 plus P over 100 n to the power of n to the power of X. Do you understand? Wait for a second. Because guys, during a year, if we divided 1 year into n times, P over n%, right? P over n%, so that the multiplier was 1 plus P over 100n. And then annually, it's gonna be compounded as 1 plus P over 100n to the power of n, right? It was the answer from B. But 1 year is like that. And then during 2 years, it's gonna be compounded how many times? If we keep going on in this way. N times and then 1 more n times, right? So in total, 2n times. Do you understand? 2n times. If for 3 years, it's gonna be n times, and n times. So therefore, how many times? Yeah, 3n times. Do you understand? If X years, then it's gonna be 1 plus P over 100n to the power of n times X. 1 year, 2 year, 3 year after X year. Students, can you see that? The 1 year, it's gonna be C 1 plus P over 100n to the power of n. 2 years, and then C 1 plus P over 100n to the power of 2n times. 3 years, C 1 plus P over 100n to the power of 3n. Therefore, after X years, it should be in this way, nx. And then, sorry, this question is really difficult because they wanted to tell you how we invent E, the Euler number. So therefore, guys, the total number continuously means, what did I tell you? N goes to infinity. C 1 plus P over 100n to the power of nx. Do you understand? Okay, and still this is very difficult. Ah, right, thank you. Yes. Thank you so much. Yes, since the annual interest is defined as 100%, we can put 100 to P. So limit n goes to infinity, C times 1 plus 100 over 100n to the power of nx, which is limit n goes to infinity, C 1 plus 1 over n to the power of nx. And then Students, do you remember if n goes to infinity, this value goes to 2.72, which is E, the Euler number. Therefore, we can rewrite this equation as C times e to the power of x. This is the answer. If you understand how to solve this question, and then I can see that it means that you have improved a lot. Or by using this question, you can practice again and again and again until you understand perfectly. Then you will get some intuition about this chapter. Yes. Yes.
Then if the n gives the n times the x, then infinity become x also the infinity. Then the
No. It's more like C, 1 plus 1 over n to the power of nx, right? And then if, let's say if a to the power of nn, we can rewrite it as a to the power of n to the power of n. Right? So I rewrite this one as C.
I know how you do this, but if we
X
so if we use the
n times x, yeah, this one.
then it's still
Oh,
then the
no, x is, you know, the fixed number, right? We don't know, but it's a fixed number. It's a fixed number, so that we don't know if x is negative number, then it's gonna be negative infinity. Jason Tao, can you push the X button on the bar, please? The marker bar. Thank you. Okay, students, let's move to the next question. We spent so much time to solve this question. And actually, the other question is quite easy, relatively, or conventional. Ferdinand, can you read this question number 2, please? Guys, do you know east? Do you know what east is? East. Yeah, for bread. Thank you so much. And then where? A.
What is the initial number of cells?
Guys, how do you find the initial number? When t equals
0.
0. What is the initial number? Yeah, A. What is A from here? 100. Thank you. 100. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Thank you. And B, how many cells will be present after 6 hours? Simply substitute 6t equals 6. And by using your calculator, you can find the value 100 times e to the power of 1.03 times 6. Okay. And then C, question C, how long will it take for the population to reach 1,000? So it means that the n, number of population reaches 1,000 equals 100 times e to the power of 1.03 times t. What you need to do is just to solve this equation and then just cancel 100 and then put logarithm with base e. Thank you. So ln 10 equals ln e to the power of 1.03 t. And please remember the rule. You need to put this one to the front. Do you understand? And then students, ln 10 equals 1.03 t. And what's the value of ln e, guys? 1. Therefore, t equals ln 10 divided by 1.03 by using your calculator. Please give me the value.
The need exact values or just round it up?
You cannot find the exact value because it's irrational number, but you need to round up something. But you mean to the nearest whole number? No, 2.24.
2.24.
Okay, then I'm gonna take 2.24, okay? 2.24. So the answer should be 2.24. And what's the unit, guys? Hours. Do you understand? After 2.24 hours, the number of east reaches at 1,000. And then question D, William, please read this one. Rate, what does it mean? Gradient, thank you so much. Please always think that rate, change of rate, they are gradient. At that point means, what does it mean at that point? When t equals, no, the t equals at that point means a specific time zone, which is from the question C, guys. 2.24, okay? Do you understand? Because D is right next to question number C. So it means that t equals 2.24. And then the gradient, let's find the gradient. What is the gradient? 100 times 1.03 times e to the power of 1.03 t. Understand? And then you can substitute 2.24 to t and find the value here. Students, do you understand? No? Victoria, no? You mean the gradient? Finding the gradient?
D.
D.
At the last part where you like.
This one. Yeah, that is related to gradient. So again, if y equals e to the power of kt, the gradient of this one is k times e to the power of kt, right? Since here, there is a was multiplied in front, so a times e to the power of kt, its gradient should be a times, and then k times e to the power of kt. Okay, then from here, the value of a is 100, value of k is 1.03, and e to the power of 1.03 times t. What's it? Do you understand?
The T power is
2.24. Question number three. Type of question number 3 is very important, students. Just maybe mark star. Jason, please read this question. A technology.
Technology company is interested in predicting the number of mobile phones being used. The number of mobile phones in buildings.
Wait for a sec, guys. If I were you, I'm going to draw an underline here because the unit is very important. In billions, okay? So if n equals 1, it means that 1 billion. Okay, please keep reading it.
In T years is predicted to follow the model n equals to e to the power of 0.1 t.
Okay, so not like the other questions. They add plus 1, right? It's okay. Just n equals 2 times e to the power of 0.1 t plus 1. So please read the question A.
According to the model, how many mobile phones are there currently?
The currently means initial number, which means t equals 0. Thank you so much. And then this number is going to be 1 in this case. Therefore, no, 2 times 1 plus 1 equals 3. So the answer should be 3 billions. Okay? 3 billions. And question B. Jason?
How many mobile phones does the model predict will exist in 10 years' time? If your answer is complete,
10 years time is when t equals 10. Okay. So please calculate this value and let me know. Please let me know, students, by using your calculator. Calculate it. And then I am going to write down, I'm going to add one more question. Please write down. Please write down this question, guys. You know the purpose of this question, right? I want you to try to solve the gradient of this model. Yeah, rate of change. So gradient. Yeah, when t equals 10, okay? So fast. N equals 2 e to the power of 0.1 t. Okay. And then guys, please, let's say n star equals 2 times e to the power of 0.1 t. And there is n equals 2 e to the power of 0.1 t plus 1. What's the transformation here?
One,
Plus 1. Yeah, what is the transformation?
that,
Plus 1. From the value of y, plus 1. What is it? Yeah, translation, guys. Translation is a translation. What's the vector?
0,
0 and 1, because there is no change with tx means, right? There is no change with x, and only plus 1 to the y value, right? So the vector of the translation is 0 and 1. Do you understand? And then, please, I'm going to just draw any curve like this, okay? And then if I add up 1, if I add 1 to all values each, then the graph is going to be, yeah, 1 unit up. Do you understand? 1 unit up. And then, guys, if x value is here, let's say a, and then the gradient, the meaning of the gradient is, what is it? The meaning of gradient. The slope of the tangent line. Do you remember? The slope of the tangent line. So if I draw a tangent line here, what do you think? They are going to be the same. Understand? Because it's just, there is a curve, I just raise up this curve 1 unit. If I draw a tangent line, it's going to be parallel. Do you understand? It's going to be parallel. So what I'm trying to say is, add up this number doesn't affect the gradient. You understand? Add up the numbers doesn't affect the gradient. Since we didn't learn the differentiation, so this is the only way that I can explain. Sorry, students. So plus 1 doesn't affect the gradient, okay? It doesn't affect the gradient. So therefore, what is the gradient? The gradient should be 2 times 0.1 times 2 e to the power of 0.1 t, and then since I set t as 10, then you can find the value in this way. Okay, students, I am going to write down your homework on the Google Classroom. So please, Angus, sorry. Please check the Google Classroom. Have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye, Miss Yang.